Flat Earth British, Martin Lietzke speaking. Hiya guys, welcome back to the Great Flat Earth British Think Tank for another FEB Extra, where we're going to be looking into some extra stuff, things of interest and mind blow. This one was turned on to me in comments only yesterday. Have you heard of the Sea of Rocks in Odenwald in Germany? I was like, no. But having looked at it, I'm like, wow. So I've come to share it with you all. To me, I think it is a civilization that is being melted. First, we're going to just check these images out of this place. There's a bit of a narrative to go with it. It's associated with giants in the myth, in the mythos. But their official story for this incredible place is geological formation caused through a crust displacement in this area of Rhineland. This place is near Frankfurt, and it's a boulder field. The official story is nonsensical. It deals with hundreds of millions of years. But if you take a look into the narrative, they will tell you that there's literally a old world quarry there, and a load of Roman artifacts left over from the Roman world. A load of dressed stone, here, a column. So even in the official narrative, they will tell you it's the Romans, and the rest of it is an unusual strewn, appears to be melted and bubbled boulder field. We'll take a look at it some more now. Look at that. So apparently it's a popular place to visit. You know, they do publicise it as a tourist hiking venue. Visit place, but check that out, guys. So they say, millions of years ago, when everything was ripping apart, it's associated with Pangea and all of this narrative. There was a cascading waves that brought all of these boulders through in some sort of waterfall that is absent today. It's in the same vicinity as all of this, buried in mud and zapped. So this is some sort of Roman column or Phoenician column. Looks to be cast of some sort of concrete or cement. But look at these meltage and porous. We've looked at this stuff often enough now to recognise this stuff. Excuse me. So there it is in antiquity. I'm guessing this is the 1800s when somebody had painted this bigger column. Not sure of the size of this person, same as that child, I guess, but this is the same column in situ 100 or so years ago, and they were going there in the age of Tartaria to visit this incredible boulder field. Oldenwald. It's a bit like Oldenworld, isn't it? But it means stone of sea or something, I think. But there's a few. No, there's another name to the place. I did go looking for this on Google Earth, and I had trouble finding it. But look at that, guys. So it's something specific about the stone as well. We're looking into the crystalline structure of it as well. It's a specific kind of stone as well, guys. And dressed. Also, this sort of stuff. Pyramids. A melted civilization. Look at the size of these monuments. Zapped. Probably a tidal wave. Mud. Sloop. And a smashed civilization. Something unusual with these tree roots as well, like they've been washed out. So maybe it is active stream through here at some stage. But there's no doubting that, this was a building here at some stage, okay? Although they say in the official narrative, a quarry for the Romans. There's a tree there. I put it to you, that is the remainder of a civilization that has been melted. That looks like some sort of house, wouldn't you agree? You get right angles in nature. I'm sure you get pyramids in nature, but you don't get right angles. No straight edges really in nature. How about that? Part of a building. And I'm guessing World War II, maybe a bit later, but these guys in the army trying to move this column, which is different in this photograph than the earlier ones. There's all dressed stone either side, and that's not what we witnessed on the earlier column pictures. Can you mind if I just have a little comparison? Maybe that side, can't really see. These I'm talking about. The photograph could be taken from up there though. It's a lot bigger than it, looks in some photographs. That's quite some column. How would they have lifted it in the apparent Phoenician world, guys? And evidence of what looks like a dovetail joint in stone. Maybe it's just cracked, but these are definitely what look like some sort of machining. And right angles again, so some sort of joint broken from an ancient building. Here's our massive column again. Oh yeah, they are there, them stones. Oh, they look different again there, like they've been replaced. But anyway, that's academic. So what sort of substance is that? We look into now. This quarry is a specific crystalline structure. I think it's dolomite. We'll look into it now. But it's interesting that it has specific qualities, and all of it appears to be inexplicable. The historical narrative is absolute bullshit. All of this is what's called scutched or dressed, which means it's had the hand of a stonemason. Can you see these striations? Also here, this is part of a building, guys. This is not a quarry. Dressed stone. Wow, and the rest of it's just been melted or chucked around by giants, and there it is on, I guess, Google. It is massive and inexplicable, outplaced as well, very outplaced. Look at this building. So yeah, they actually, that could have been a car. They actually state, they give you clues all the way through the official story for it, but it is really a mystery, guys. The geologists will always chuck on millions of years, pretty much like they do with space nonsense. They just had on, light years to the stars to make them further away. Would you not agree that is a dressed stone? You can see the marks where it's being scutched with what's called a French drag, or a drag. Steel plate with teeth on it. Stonemasons use it, and this has been dressed and coined off here. It's part of a circular part of a building, but yeah, that's part of a building, and this place was zapped. Check that out. Melt edge. Look, it's bubbled, it's melted, it's rounded. The heat of either plasma discharge events or Fache's technologies. But look at this place. It'd be astounding to visit. I'd love to visit it. Check that out. Good going across our walkway. Looks a beautiful place, but Germany is just such an absolutely fantastically beautiful country. Everything is lush in Germany. You got to admire their efficiency. But look at this. What is that? Meltage. Wouldn't you agree? I got to the top. So let's have a look. Oh dear, 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 dear. Look at this. Nice bit of dressed stone. Something in there. More markings. Well, this one here with the crack. Oh, let's have a look at that. That is not possible in nature to get a crack like that, is it? So that is a bit of a building. Coin. Right angle coin. This is a civilization, guys. This is the old world out in the woods, zapped. So I can't read that because I don't read German, but it says something about what goes on in this place. Okay. Meltage. I do not go with the official narrative one bit. It doesn't make any sense, any of it anyway. I'll loosely talk about it, but it's them, isn't it? So Fliesenmeer, the Sea of Rocks in Oldenwald. Okay, so that's a nice picture. And this is Meltage buildings that lady is sitting on there. So anyway, they go into the official bullshit for it, the geological formations, but there's something specific about the quality of the stone. Okay. It is Freisberg granite and is no longer mined. I wonder why. Look, when you got all that stone handy. Crystalline properties of granite. That's why the Phoenicians used this granite. So, the legends of the Felsenmeer sounds very Lord of the Ringsy, doesn't it? Anyway, 2 giants are said to have dwelled in the Reichenbach area. One lived on Friesenberg and was called Felschocker, German for he who sits on the rock, while Steinbeißer, German for he who bites rock, lived on the mountain called Hortenstein. And the Valley of Luteriel divided their empires. One day they got into an argument and started throwing rocks at each other. Steinbeißer had more throwing material at his disposal, which gave him an advantage, so Felschocker ended up under the rocks. Legend has it that you can still hear him roar under the Felsenmeer sometimes. On the Horstenstein there is a single wall of rocks, which is said to have been the last walled house of the other giant. Now, what I find when I'm reading that is the unbelievable similarities to the story of the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland. It's the same story. Apparently there was one giant standing on the Scottish side, one on the Irish side, and they were throwing rocks at one another, so giving these formations that they say is the Giant's Causeway. 2 giants having a giant off. A giant off, that sounds Russian. Hey, giant off. So, in this site also, is evidence of apparently the Roman world. So, even the most athletic visitors will be puffed out for breath by the time that they near the top of the valley wall. This wall was the giant's house that got zapped, where most of the Roman ruins are located. Strewn in the upper reaches of the Felsenmeer, the hundreds of hand-strewn stones bearing the mask of industrious Roman masons who chopped massive blocks and carved pillars out of the boulders. But they don't do it today. Hand-strewn everywhere. The biggest and best preserved are the Rheinsulo, the giant column, a smooth 30-foot cylinder produced by the Romans in the 4th century, a 27-ton monolith that once stood upright but was knocked down 350 years ago after it became a lightning rod for local officials because of parties offended held at its base. So, interesting narratives behind it, guys. But while Rheinstunnel, excuse me, obviously pronounced wrong, is the most impressive ruin in the park, if you stroll to the upper reaches of the Felsenmeer, will reveal dozens of rocks scored with scalloped by the hammer. Scalloped is what I just showed you within French drags. Wedges and saws used by Romans to carve the great blocks. I put it to you that this is part of a civilization. Okay. And there's a giant seat as well there. So, very, very interesting. There's how to find it. It's near Frankfurt. Not too far in the same region. So it is a tourist attraction. Very interesting place. Funny how the places looks like nothing else you've ever seen. It's absolutely fantastic and weird. And they relate it to giants. And the rocks literally look like giants. So, there you are. A melted civilization in Germany, Oldenswald. Who knew? Right, more stuff. And we're getting on. Right, this is an extra Flat Earth British Post. Did you share this video up? Would you please? And it's a celebration today, which is what inspired me to make this video, on my second main channel, Martin Liedtke channel. Today we reached 23,000 subscribers on YouTube. So that's of course for celebration, if I've ever heard it. What do you think, guys? Exactly. So what we got here is our man in San Francisco, Larry Puppy, sent me a photograph of 1876 San Francisco. So the place is only, what, 30 years old? Ooh, we'll have to look at this. Excuse me, got a photograph. I can mag up for it better for you. So, it's at no time at all. Now, so what people have noticed, apart from the vanilla skies, hiding something in the sky, we put it forward into Tarria Free Energy. You will never see any power stations. But yeah, I'm not sure what this thing is. Yeah, some sort of industry. 2 giant chimneys. So, in 25 years, out of the mud rises buildings that look like they've been there for generations. Some of the mud. So this is looking south from Nob Hill, 1876. A very early photograph of San Francisco. Do you see anything being built? No, it's just massive buildings. How many stories on these buildings, guys, over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, maybe 8 on there. And look at the roof on it. This early on, guys. You know, these cities just went in the deep end. They didn't actually build it, did they? You know, from log cabins. They just swadam massive monuments. So it's quite a nice telling little photo. Exceptionally early for San Francisco. So I've got some images to go through with you very shortly. They are linked here under here. But I just want to go through a few more things with you to take up the rest of this post. So what we're going to look into now is my favourite engraver, or one of my favourite engravers actually, favourite British engraver, and one of my favourite British artists, painters, is William Hogarth. Probably the most important British engraver of the 18th century. But what I noticed when I was looking into him again, because I've got many images I could share, but I went like into this, you know, other realm of Hogarth that I hadn't seen before, where he's definitely relaying a message to us. You know, he gives us this era of a time of vaccine, and apparently this is the smallpox vaccine. This guy's an advocate, but he's a preacher. So he was actually depicting vaccine stuffs, which led me into this page here. Now I know it's an army and I can't really blow these pictures up, but it would seem that for hundreds and hundreds of years there's been protest and forced vaccinations by quacks. This is something that's been ongoing. You know, I can't imagine the creator making us like that, you know, we're in this realm and we must be injected by some people who are, you know, have no right to inject us with shit. And it is shit what they're injecting. This is from the 18th century. Le vaccine. Guys, they've been doing this since 18th, 17th, right the way back centuries. They've been doing this dialectic of plagues over and over again. You just get the fear of the people. You don't even need a plague. Just dump a couple of dead bodies. If you look into the Art of War, Sun Tzu, the Art of War, guys, that's one of the defences, right? Is you don't even have to go and attack that fort. Why, sire? How do we get past it? Well, go and say we're actually infected with a plague and show them some of our worst ill people from the sick bay. Okay, then. We can't battle today, actually. We've all got plague. We might infect you. Oh, okay, on to the next castle then, and off you go, because they don't want to have a battle with a lot of plague victims, and the same works vice versa. You can't battle us today, because we got victims in here of the Black Death. Oh, is that so? Yes, I'm afraid that you might catch it, and we wouldn't want you all to die. But there's another third side to that coin, is where they actually, you're supposed to have used pestilence to kill people, like all of the Indians or the North Americans in with smallpox infected blankets, or so they say. In the official narrative, they want to let you know that. So, you know, I don't go with official narratives. There's always something else going on. Okay, a little bit of truth with a lot of lies. So yeah, these are these insane bastards that have been doing this all along. Look, guys. And now I'm in a city that's gone crazy lockdown. That doesn't look nice, does it? Yeah? Not at all. That's smallpox vaccine, 1800s. Anyway, so that's just food for thought. That this shit's been going on quite some time, guys. Quite some time. As you can see. La vaccine. Crazy, isn't it? We're moving on. So let's show you some images. This is quite a funky image. This is quite a few in this photographic book I can share with you. Okay, and we're going to have some images of the day, a few more thoughts. I'm going to show you a bit of film, and then I'm going to cut out because this will only be about an hour long. Okay, because it's an FEB extra. Okay, so I give you the link. This is a great photographic collection of German cities, and what you see is the usual Phoenician fountains. So this would have been some sort of water technology. I'm not sure what kind of lamppost this is though. Very unusual, the big wire coming down here. Electrical wire? I thought they were candlelit. Anyway. Sorry about that. So, beautiful bit of workmanship, but it's full of Phoenician faces, evil as they look. And you get to the fountain, which is non-active, by the way, and you get like a poor little boy who's been out looking like he's been down the shops for his ma. He ain't got nothing on his feet. I don't think she's got anything on her feet. I think she's having an ice cream. So whatever's left from the money for sweets. But holy shit, the kid's got no, all of this architecture, all of this, opulence, and they got no fucking shoes on. Maybe it was just something more natural in them days that they didn't have shoes. But they have these doors, these arches everywhere, don't they? And look at the size of Earth there. What are they going to drive through there, guys? It's just massive. Let's have a look at these. Tech. So keep an eye on the roofs. There's always a load of what look like aerials, but they, suppose they could be interpreted with as flagpoles if they'd had some flags on them. That is. Which you never have. So I'm guessing that's some sort of German hero maybe. But the Phoenicians, it makes no difference what country because they're all the bloody same. So the Phoenicians, that is. No matter which country, they're all the same. So let's move on an image and see what we got. Okay, thanks for joining tonight, guys. This is a bit of an extra, isn't it? Been making lots of content lately, but as I said, lockdown's happening, so holy shitsville. That one's not loading. Let's go on to the next. Excuse me. Let's go to about here. Didn't load an image, did it? Excuse me, sorry. So I'm just giving you some examples of what's in these. They're pretty cool, and I can link them to you. As you can see straight away, something pretty cool. What exactly they've got on the roof here? This was a bit of a good stop, wasn't it? Because this looks definitely like a TV aerial or something. But let's see what age we're looking at. Oh dear. Well, I guess that could be the 1930s, maybe. Bit of guesswork. Horse and cart still. Oh no, it's not. It's quite early. Oh shit. And the lamps are really early. Got the tram. Beautiful Phoenician decoration. Yeah, they got some sort of TV aerial. Oh dear, oh dear. That was quite a good little find, wasn't it, guys? Huh? What do you think? Bunko booth. Very nice decoration on a bunko booth. Always. Don't know about bunko booths. We don't know. I'm unsure. Probably some sort of portal technology. Jumping from city to city. That was good stop, wasn't it? Wow. So yeah, I haven't obviously gone through all of these because there's stacks of them. I think that's it with there. Anyway, moving on. So I'll link that up below. Just let that load a second. I'll link that up below. We're going to go through some images now, guys, to show you. And of William Hogarth. excuse me, is what we're showing you. And what he's been thinking. So I think he's sending us a message in his art. So basically, what you interpret from the 18th century is this all like, you know, really dirty, syphilited, bleak, apocalyptic world is what he's showing you, of addiction, of whores, of disease, and of dodgy goings on, is what William Hogarth is showing you in a lot of his paintings. Now, for that token, okay, they got the finest architecture, the finest clothes, the finest of everything, by all accounts. Okay, the finest furniture, finest artworks, stuff that they just can't replicate 100 years later in the so-called Victorian era. Yeah, according to, you know, Hogarth's depictions, this place is messed up. So this image is called Smoke and Mirrors. Okay, and what you get is, for nature and yourself appeal, northern of others what you feel, as statue moulder into worth, vanish, vanish. I know somebody who drunk Vanish and died. It was a horrible affair, but they had a lovely finish. Look at this. What's this with the mud? So yeah, he's blowing, literally, there's a world in the mirror, and he's blowing smoke into the mirror, and he's death. Blowing smoke in the mirror, where they're watching us from, guys. Now, William Hogarth is definitely onto the mirrors thing. I found quite a few paintings with the mirror theme. Oh, well, that's actually a coffee table, but I'll show you some in a minute. But it looks like a mirror. But look at these faces. So he does domestic stuff. I'm guessing this is bone china, made from human bones, as some of it was. But look at the decoration. Yeah, everyone's put. Oh, look, clue, mask. See, he leaves all little clues in his. You know, you can use one painting of Hogarth and you can spend hours decoding it. There's actually sites that decode his pictures. I went through one a couple of weeks ago. So the World's End pub. They got a globe on fire. Okay. Finish. It's all over. And what can I do? So, cracked bell like the Liberty Bell, like the Tsar Bell. The Times with a Hogarth picture on it. And old Father Time with his hourglass run out. Somebody in the gallows. Winter. Some strangeness. Somebody on a chariot in the sky. And this, the tree. This is it's a sort of bad sign, really. If people draw pictures of trees, apparently, without the leaves on, there's supposed to be some connotation with it I don't want to go into, but it might not be true. And a strange moon. So, quite telling, that one. It's quite telling. The World's End. They came across the water. Everybody has got to die. So, the eagle. He's dressed with the eagle, wings open. The crown. Do you see how many clues he puts in these things, guys? So, 1001 things to look at with William Hogarth. There's a dragon up there. The British flag. They're all in a shed with holes in it. It looks like they're all living in some sort of shelter. And they've been gaining, you know, gathering stuff. Am I wrong? Look at the state of this place. Souvenirs of art. Washing lines. Oh, they're living in there, alright. And look at this. The bodice for her crinoline. Juggy-janging out. What's we doing here? Don't know. Spinning yarn. Reading. So they're dressed pretty well, but considering, you know, they're living in some sort of shed. So there's two little kids dressed as demons drinking beer or drinking something. The Gorgon on a shield. The sun. So Phoenicianly encoded. socks, the cloud, the ship. Ah, it's all in there. Wow. The drum that causes vibration, that causes earthquakes. And that's the second picture with these cheeky little monkeys in the corner. What's this one doing? You can dance if you want to. So same again, he shows an apocalyptic world. Almost as if, like at this time, the same as I suppose his Italian contemporary of the time, Giovanni Piranesi, who's also engraving an apocalyptic scenario. So the size of these buildings, guys, for the 1700s, some of these he done between, in the 1740s, 1730s and 30s. So look at this. So the city's on fire, fleur de lis. Oh, isn't that the Tatarian symbol hanging off this building and it's on fire? Isn't that the double-headed eagle? We have a globe here, also on fire. Wow, heavy on the globe programming. But nice, like he's showing you. That's twice we've seen the globe on fire in 2 pictures. I'm telling you what, William Hogarth is a clever dude, man, and he's telling us. This one's 1762. This is one of his later engravings. This one, he went into oils for a bit, but only for a couple of years. But I find he's really exceptionally prolific artist. Look at this. They're giving that date, but in the picture itself, the date is given as something else. It's given as J762. Freemasonic handshake fist things. The Matrion arms. What's that there? The temple. Custom house, is it? So yeah, there's a carnage going down. Coffee house. Coffee. Well, somebody said the CIA brought in caffeine. I'm afraid that can't be. I don't think the CIA were actually active at this time, but they would have had some sort of thing going down. So the Castle Inn also taking it, some sort of a destruction, maybe. Are we stealing? A couple of Scotsmen here. I got my whiskey. Fucking get the fuck out of here. It's like that. And I tell you what, you wouldn't argue with them. Yeah, alright, whatever. Dead babies, I'm not sure. But a lot of people living in squalor. How do we get food, Mummy? How do we get food? I don't know. Your father's dead. Look, Mummy. We got a really expensive clock. Maybe we should sell that. Yeah, that's a good idea. While he plays the fiddle. She's off. See the cunning old lady? Oh, somebody's dead there as well. Oh, this is pretty shit, isn't it? It's like a bad day at Blackrock. The Union officers, another Masonic shake. Also, it looks strangely like the Four Angels. So, is this a fire hydrant? Yes. So this is some sort of giant fire hydrant, is it? Okay, we'll have that. In the 1700s, all of that is going down, guys. Yeah? Crazy stuff? Crazy stuff. Looks like they're getting rid of the pubs, though. So yeah, a lot of people in the shit. Deeply. A bit like now. So that's night time. Build a little barricade. So this narrative as well of Gin Alley and the sort of way that the Bacchosites live as well is depicted. But both sides, he's not just looking at one class, he's looking at them all. So these are supposed to be the dandies of the day, I guess middle class to upper class, whatever you call. And they're gone to the local knocking shop. But apparently they're all wearing wigs, according to the official narrative, because their hair's fallen out because they all got syphilis. Whoa! Check the map on the wall, guys, and a broken mirror. Why'd they break the mirror? Because it's all wrecked. Everything is wrecked. This is a post-apocalyptic society. These people gone away because their hair's falling out because there's something else, is why. We've said it all along, guys. Wow, look at that map. The Mons. It's the moon map. It's the moon map. A moon map? This is a mess. This is a mess of a night. That's clever though, using the candle and and a reflector to make it brighter, isn't it? Then that make it twice as bright if you had a mirror now. So, stocking suspenders and tingo down. And we're getting bollocks, but I guess he's just going to get robbed blind, because I think that she's cleaning him out and she just nicked his shit because he's pissed, and she's dropping it into a friend's hand, and they're like skanked. So he done oil paintings for a few years as well, and they are absolutely outstanding pieces of art for a British artist. And the Phoenicians in the clouds with the flowing or the falling fruit and flowers from the horn of life. So what could be going on here? Don't know. Then people seem to be pretty tall though. Look at the civilization they're living in, guys. Yet in them pictures everyone's living in squalor, like, or just apocalyptic behavior. Everything is addiction, disease. It's like, just the apocalyptic scenario where sex and violence are the new gods. Look at this then for Mannerheim. Star thought system, completely set out on a grid. That don't scream computer component to you, and with the water, I don't know what does. So Mannerheimer in I622. So it's that futuristic in the 1600s. That just blows my mind. It's like, something you would see out of Star Trek bursting through something. It's just such fantastical, I was going to say. So, you see a lot of like, woe is me, a lot of death going on, a lot of getting drunk going on. He's mourning, actually he looks like dead-eyed. He's he's just basically in mourning. The kids don't give two hoots. She's like, yeah, because he's really unhappy. People approach death differently, don't they? Some people just go to pieces. Is she looking in the mirror? Others see her as something else. So you see these all over Hogarth pictures, and I don't think they're signs. Maybe they designate opticians or something like this, but everything's broke. Can you see the cracks? Almost as if they've had an earthquake. You got some scaffold going up. I think this is post-apocalyptic pictures that Hogarth has taken. We got the antiquity going! Hurrah, hurrah! Do you see what I mean, guys? And they're getting all of the pub things back together. It so does look like this, guys. Like they're just pulling the world together. And the Phoenicians are keeping them completely pissed through a hole in the wall. Oh, it's the pawnbroker. Making money so you can stay drunk. And this is, one of the most famous images of Hogarth's Gin Lane. You can see this church today, very much so in London. And this area, I guess, hasn't changed that much. But, again, it's an apocalyptic scene. There's mud, walls are broken, the whole world seems smashed, mud, people being put into coffins. I mean, look, it's like almost as if there's an earthquake happening while this is playing. Coffins hanging up outside buildings. A man has hung himself in a building that's destroyed. What's Hogarth seeing? This is London, guys. And this woman, some of the narratives is, some people sold their babies' clothes to buy gin money and, or even let their babies die in this case. She is in oblivion. She's having some snuff. She's covered in sores, diseased. And she just let the baby fall to its death down here. outside of this Gin Royal place. So look at this, guys. Almost a skeleton. Ginos, Gin Alley. So the whole population was apparently addicted to gin. You know, this is apocalyptic Mad Max. The dog and him are fighting over a bone. And plenty of death here again. Then they sort of had the Gordon riots. They took the Sloanbury. They changed the wine or the gin and make the process of making it, and actually inadvertently made it a lot stronger and more psychoactive. I'm just interested in this bit. Look at this. This is the picture is of Hogarth is 1745. It's just this child. Look at the things that he's playing with on the floor. These toys of the time. They're icons. Little religious icons. Really strange. So back to St John's in London area. Spitalfields. Ooh, sly one going on there. Wait, from behind. So, you know, that's in the public. Out in public. So they're Gordon riots, you know. Apparently in the narrative, I read Dan Aykroyd's books about London, and he said nothing scared them more than the London crowd. They had to do anything to tame it. And they had an uprising, and it was like one of the biggest riots in London history, the Gordon riots, over the gin. The gin riots. So this is Garrick in the role of Richard III. £2p or not £2p? This is the question. So, what stuff's going down in this picture of William Hogarth? Kids playing with a fire. That's completely acceptable. What else is going on? They're living in squalor. Nothing on the wall. He's worried about what's in this bottle here, and he's keeping his face away from it. I don't know what this is as well. But if I was to hazard a guess, I would say it's drug related. Do you see how much there is to investigate in Hogarth pictures? He leaves so many clues. It says D-Rock. Good advice. So, these two, I'm not sure what's happening, but it looks like, yeah, that these two maidens are about to get their heads bashed in, because there's a load of men just come through with bats. And I don't think they're going to be nice, but who knows? Maybe they're looking for someone else. So, not sure. Maybe somebody's hiding in that box up on the bed, on the top of the bed. So look at the check the four poster, and they're crazy for material. How do they have so much material? How do they have so much dye? And why is the word dye called dye? And why is dye black, like morning? And why do we say morning when it's morning? So, bust a blood vessel. You lie. Look at the Scottish dude. I'm only guessing because he got bagpipes and ginger hair, but it looks like he's got his nose bust. Look at him. Harold! Oh, you dirty old man. Now. So that's Steptoe & Son in another incarnation. So. Yeah, I love that joke, haven't you? Different ages of you. Nah. Oh, look at he's doing the mouth man thing. Oh, he's a hoot, this guy. Yeah, you can hang around with us in our gang. You're funny. Okay. Oh, marvellous. I love that. And we've got some music going on. Even he's amused. So that's a nice little painting. What's he frying up? A fish. Because he's eaten all the pies already. So I'm not sure if this is vaccine or some religious sort of narrative. But someone doing some hit the floor sucky uppy thing. That is just not in my reality. They got weird rules in their reality, haven't they? Or anyone should be like hitting the floor and sucky up to anybody in this realm is beyond me. You know, actually, I'm a sentient being from the fourth dimension. You should hit the floor and suckle right now. It's like, yeah, and whatever. What's he doing, guys? I'd say it was a vaccine. Maybe he's just extracting blood to find out what DNA group he's in. So this is a comical, sort of satirical thing. There's another clue. Satirical art of the 1800s. Loads of clues. So there it is back in the day, Gin Alley or Gin Lane. And there it is now. The Shard in the background. So nothing's changed much, really. Okay. It's a proverb. It's a skull and crossbones. Loads of death going on. And it looks like a game of something on top of the coffin. Because it means not that much. The idle apprentice at play in the churchyard during divine service. He's going to whack him with a stick for it. Because you're not supposed to do anything outside of what they tell you. Whoa, guys. What have we caught? Oh, I'd remake this vlog and just have an entire hour on this picture. So apparently they're doing some sort of maybe caloric irrigation, an enema, I don't even know, to a giant's butt. Holy fuck, what is going on, guys? It's Gulliver. And the punishment inflicted on Samuel Gulliver by applying a Lilliputian fire engine to his I'm not sure, prospirators for the urinal perforation. Oh god, oh, that's not helping me at all. So basically this is Gulliver's Travels. These are the people of Lilliput, and they got the same Phoenician god thing going on in Lilliput, guys. Wow, this could be a massive fucking clue. So giant rats eating babies. It's a second day baby. They're babies. And what's this? This is the... Mind's blown, yeah? And look at this guy. Holy fuck. I can't wait to see what you're saying in chat. So they're drowning somebody here as well. There's a lot of... I don't even know going on. The people of Lilliput stuck something up Gulliver's ass. Did they tell you that in the kids' book, guys? No, did they? Hell, it's first I knew. Holy shit, you don't want to get caught in Lilliput. You're trying to stick things up your butt. It'd be fucking awful place to visit. And look, they're babies. Lions or giant rats. Maybe, no, they're not giant. They're normal size, aren't they? It's just everyone's tiny. Whoa. The shock of that, I just can't even get my head around that. That is going to be the thumbnail of thumbnails. So, William Hogarth is on it. He's got some good shit go down. Don't know what that pot is. Foot hanging out of there. Why all of these garnage with so much muddage? That's some chair. Wonder what this does on the chair. This is part of his operation. Oh no, this whole thing is a press. Excuse me. They're printing books. It's a press. What is in the cupboard? Is that skeleton kissing that guy and he's looking at him going off? Guys, am I tripping? What is going on? Guys, alright. Phoenician's head. Child with what looks like a camera in its mouth. What? This is turning out to be really mind-blowing vloggage. Skull behind it. This could be like a literal giant baby's head. And that could be his comb remnants. Right. We got a head on a giant. In this case, head on a stick. We got a guy who's looking left at this skeleton giving him a kiss. And sort of maybe touching him up a bit. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a skelly hand down. Is that actually happening? Hogarth. She's like, don't look over your shoulder, love. Jeez. Give you the willies. Literally. Is that all skulls on that? I'm good. My Brian's burning. My poor Brian. Poor Brian. Anyway. You're a governor. Got a chunk of giant for you. Oh, it's Friar Tuck, isn't it? He ate all the pies, didn't he? Look at that on the floor there, guys. What do you think he is? Huh? Should we have a mag in? And look at that Romanesque gate with portcullis. What do you think that's to stop, eh? What is he? What is he? Don't look. Don't look. And Scottish ain't faring well in this programme. He's got a lovely pair of Harlequin pants on. In fact, he's looking like he's all like, oh, woe is me. Yet he's got really fancy threads on. Check the Harlequin gear he got on, man. I don't like the look of that soup. Strange soup. So, yeah. Would you agree that Britain in the 1700s looks absolutely apocalyptic? Pretty much like a post-apocalyptic world. Everything is wrecked. They're living like Mad Max. This is Bartertown. Check this lion. And check this guy with a Frisian hat. Grapes. Huh. Punch candidate and a guzzle down. Huh. What's that woman with a tree? Spooky too. Yeah, it's so trippy. I think there might be a riot down the next pub though. And look at all the mud outside. No, they're ripping all the pubs down. Open to interpretation. He had a few schools. He did one called Rake's Progress. Story of some guy. He actually lost his wig in one part of it. So they had the National Lottery. Oh, they had lottery wheels. Holy fuck. And when it came out in 1994, they were like, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And they had it all along. I bet that was a fucking... Excuse my language, I bet that was a fix. Anyway, I'm not apologising for my language. It's apocalyptic times. It's all about the intent of the words anyway. I'm sick of apologising from where I am. I'm not going to change. Not for anyone. For YouTube anyway. I don't do their rules, guys. Just do it my way. Loads of people, want to just... demand their will upon my consciousness, and I just know in my heart, I'm like, hang on a minute, I'm not saying I'm better than them, I'm just saying I'm a better person. So I'm not listening to you. If that makes any sense. Cruelty in perfection. Okay, we got a battage, we got an owl. Twit to woo. So it looks like he's got no hair because he's lost it all because of the EM or something. Skull and Crossbones plays a part in nearly every single picture. So I think he's being accused of killing that young lady with that knife. Did you kill her with that knife? No, I've never seen that knife before. Because obviously this guy has done it and he's just trying to maybe frame this guy for that death. This is usually the way it goes in Columbo. We need Columbo. So this is a good one. He's getting lifted, yeah, right? So, yeah, she's like doing the old, you ain't gonna notice. It's like, slip the hand. Oh, he's like, oh, that feels really, really nice. And she's like, one born every minute. And she's spitting. I don't think that's socially acceptable. I don't think she's going to have a very nice night. What's going on with that? I'll fucking cut you, you gob at me again, you mucky moo. She's like, I'll just drink this pail of vomit. It might be one of those spittoons, because they had spittoons, didn't they? Collecting the gob. She looks quite healthy. Yeah, and they got some, let's get the kid in to have a sing. So, and then you got these reflectors again, because it's Mad Max time. Do you see what I mean? You got all this quality in the background, stuff that's left over. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And even the elites are a bunch of slobs. They're just not, it's just like, well, what are we doing today? Oh, I don't know. They look very modern. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, it's Hogarth's paintings. They got the best of art on the wall. Usually sinister themes though. So that's the boys' club. That's what's happened here, guys. Is a load of gangsters have got all together and he's mugging everyone. Venetian art, Crownage, What's behind the veil? Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly. Check him out with his colour. Yeah, all the pies. What about him? Don't tell me that's a hairstyle of the day. I'm not buying that. That's just too weird. I don't think she can take another love. I don't know what's in that stuff, but it is. He's a Freemason. Maybe they're just curlers. I don't know. He looks like he's tripping. He's high-fiving us. He's nodded off. She's like, so, would you care for another absinthe, ma'am? Or whatever it is. Oh, is that hair? So I'm guessing that's like the, you know, the gay hairdresser of the 1700s sorting her hair out. Maybe. Mirror. Mirror, mirror. So what's happening down here? There's that kid. Looking at all of the spoils. Or collected goods from an older civilization. Oh, deities and idols. So that's pretty telling. Let's look at these paintings. More Phoenician art. Somebody there. What's happening there? Don't know. But it looks like they've been collecting stuff again. And getting wrecked again. There's all about that in these. So yeah, clues on William Hogarth, especially with that smoke and mirrors. What do you think of that, guys? Pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm going to show you a little bit of this film. It's 15 minutes long. I won't be able to show you it all, but it is really good clues to Tartaria. This is a marvellous Melbourne. It's a fascinating bit of footage from 1910. If you're an Australian, you're going to love this. If you're into Tartarian stuff, you're going to love this too. I'm going to mute my microphone for a minute. Play this. I'll be back very shortly. Okay. Well, it looks like the Empire was doing pretty well back then. It's a fascinating piece of film, I'm sure you'll agree. I will definitely be linking this up. There's a bit on here with a football match. Just read them. Where I don't know these people. There's a lot of women and stuff, but it's like they're not watching the game at all. Just take a look at the crowd. It's like it's fixed. Are you sure what's going on? Take a look at the women. No, I'm not so sure. Look at it. Lovely bit of footage anyway, the football match. And they're not really into football much nowadays, are they, in Australia? They're into strange Australian football stuff. But it looks like it was soccer back then. Look at that. Sorry, let's go back to that building again. We looked at this only yesterday on my last vlog on Matt and Lika channel. It's a fantastic building. Moorish. Really, really. This is Melbourne's main railway station. You may remember that PSYOP operation that happened right outside here on this square. Maybe 2 years ago. They had what they would call a terrorist happening. So, I'll link that up. It is an interesting little documentary that you can watch later. So, got some images of the day to come up now, guys, and some more interesting stuff. Just want to review some stuff that's happening on Flat Earth British, Matt and Lika channel. So, if you're not aware, we have up and running a breakaway civilization called Barbaria. I can give you this link in the descriptions below this video. You can get on it. I can approve you. You'll find out what's happening in Barbaria if you are interested, or you want to contribute any information or what have you, any thoughts, and just get on there. There's plenty happening, and it's well worth getting on there to have a look. Also today, Matt and Lika channel reached 23,000 subscribers, so massive shout of appreciation and gratitude to you all for that, guys. Thanks. Let's keep it going on. Make sure to just keep subscribing. And let's keep this road on the show. Also, other channels we have on Flat Earth British is Celtic Tatarian channel, you can see there, and our sort of backup channel where we do live events, extras, and this sort of thing is the Flat Earth British Think Tank, where we do most of our think tanking. Also, we've got a Flat Earth British website. If you don't know about it, it's fantastic. There's endless resources on here, guys. Everything you can find about me with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything else I got going on, and all the topics we cover with some Welsh Dragon metals. And you can find out most of everything on the resources page here. There's hundreds of books for you as well, thousands of books. What am I saying? So, mind-blowing, mud flood, alternative history, and much more. Now, we move on. Now I'm going to show you some images of the day. So that's that one of San Francisco. Let's have a little look at it again. I feel it just showing up only in 25 years, and they got these old dirty buildings in no time at all. And old church machines. Industry. I couldn't even imagine what these are doing. And Moorish feel as well on the domes of this. Double domage. So, this is April the 14th, 1906, San Francisco's Market Street. And somebody, kindly enough, took some photographs to make some comparisons of Market Street on the 14th and Market Street a week or 2 weeks later, okay, early May, excuse me. Same location for comparisons. So it's completely destroyed in this image, and a week before it will look like this, which is mind-blowing in itself. But we have surmised that this is a setup scenario, and this looks like a movie scene. Are we even looking at the same destinations in the same places? Well, it would appear that they look like they may be different. There have been some you know, in discrepancies with these pictures, as you'll see. Okay, so April the 18th, excuse me, only 4 days later. A week, it was only 4 days. So April the 18th, 1906, and April the 14th, 1906. Okay, non-playing player character. So let's have a look at the lines and see where we're fitting, and see if we're looking at the same destination from exactly the same spot. Yeah, not there on the tower. And let's have a look at this gen sign. Right, so this building here, there's the right angle, and there's another building there with a different right angle, which should be there. Yeah, what are these? 2 of them. And the other side, a big masonry building. The line comes through here. Nothing else remains. Well, it is open to debate, but I would say that looks like there is definitely some changes, and they don't look the same location. There's definitely something up. This is a stage set. Or this is, you know, before rather than after. Possibly. Right. Cluage. Let's move on. So I did a vlog last night. Oh, brother, where art thou? Calling for our brother in arms, Lee, Flat Earth British, who is currently lost at sea. I'm trying to get him back to Flat Earth British peeps, where he belongs, because he's needed. So check this out, guys. I don't know what these sparklers are or what have you, but that many people going up in some sort of giant balloon. Yeah? Massive balloon. In Tartaria. So this is a Luminaire photograph from around the 1900s, but I guess this is a little bit later because they look like they might be going to the First World War trenches on the Paris Underground. But beautiful colour shots for such an early period. Lumiere brothers. Afraid I don't know. It's just a very strange bit of antiquitech, isn't it? It's like a floor in the sky with a dome on the top. Crazy bit of tech. And this is Essen. I've been to Essen when I was in the Merchant Navy, and I had to explain to one young chap who wanted to go on all the time about how, you know, basically how the RAF splattered Essen in World War II, and I was like, yeah, but like, you know, that's nothing actually to do with me. And like, I am sorry, but did you ever see the state of Coventry? In fact, Swansea took a bit of a hiding, you know. So like, you know, I didn't want to draw a comparison saying, you know, we got bombed as well. But yeah, they had a real problem that one night with me about poor old Essen getting bombed. It seemed to be my fault. I didn't want to tell him, actually. My father served on your side. My grandfather served in the RAF, though, so he might have had something to do with dropping bombs on him. No offence. I love you, Germans. Anyway, this is a beautiful doll's house, isn't it? You like doll's houses? They're really spooky, aren't they? There's something going on with them. What about the first television picture from space, okay, by a satellite, okay? So this is the Earth where people think they live, okay? Unfortunately, they did it on April the 1st, 1960. April Fool's Day. Go figure. So this is a portrait they stuck in with mummies back in the day. So you pull that off and you get a mummy. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful paintings of the person that's actually inside. And that's beautiful. The eyes, massive eyes. Lovely fluffy hair. Beautiful picture. So they used to do that. So sort of immortalising them, isn't it? And a mud flooded city. The mud's still there and these giant buildings. This is in a town, a small town in New Zealand. Forget the name. And the way they did bombardments, this is apparently Napoleon's plans for the invasion of Britain. A bit like Hitler with his invasion of Operation Sea Lion that never come to fruition. Star forts, massive flotillas, and air bombardments, which they've been doing all along, and they kept out the narrative because it would explain what's happening to some of these cities. I believe then people are actually under the water in a tunnel. Probably the original Channel Tunnel that was there, eh? Wow, under the sea. Isn't that fascinating? Wow, there's some juice in this post tonight. I'm quite surprised. Wow. Just object that. It's a seashell, power shell. Some sort of shell. Made into some beautiful drinking goblet. Serpentage. What a beautiful piece of antiquity. Do you see how fine they had it back then? Now, it's absolutely garbage. So, she's got a bit of an attitude. Wonder why she's looking down on us that way. What is she thinking? Puny humans? And this is a famous Italian shot from place, village in Italy, and you get the mud. It's like a rock on top, but it's the mud solidified over the village, and they just left the village there and the rock there, obviously. And this is the same, or very similar, to the Manx flag, which is the Isle of Man. It's in the Irish Sea in Britain. Bit of a weird story going on, bit of a tax haven, got his own thing going on. A place where you put the SS when they're captured in World War II up in a posh hotel is what you do in Douglas. Is apparently what you do. But this is an ancient depiction, and you get like the Gorgon, and she's got 3 legs. Tananot, I don't know. And it looks exactly like the Manx flag. Clewish. And I think this is in Spain, and in the city of Cadiz. Check this out. He's looking right at us again, look. I'll hit that fish hat off your head. You'll have to pick it up, and then when you pick it up, I'll kick you in the butt. Look at that for a cymatic pattern in the church window machine. That one's blocked, or there's a statue missing. Wow. Only Technasmia waves. Flower of Life. Bursting forth. Well, that one's an absolute diamond, that one. Woohoo. Yeah, I don't like these fish heads looking at you. It just creeps you out a bit. So this is what you got in your garden back in the old day. Can you imagine seeing a work of art in your garden like that, digging it up? So it's 2 men in a boat. So I'm guessing that's the Romans. Romulus and Remus. The Romans in a little boat, look, guys. Beautiful gardens. The boy looks like in shock or something. Some Taj Mahal looking building. So what's all that outside? Oh, God. I don't even know. Some forecourt, yeah? Full of classical art. Fountain's not working now. That's in Rome. I've seen that a few times. What about this for a column? Woohoo! That's some juicy columnage. You always see these toroidals, don't you? Tell you what, they're exactly the same as the top of a violin or the top of a bass, double bass. Yeah, exactly like the top of a Stradivarius. So the foot's a Colossus statue. I'm guessing that's all that was left. Did you ever see the film Jason and the Argonauts? There was a giant of Colossus on there. Jason, I think it was Jason, comes up behind him and there's like a screw thing, like a tap on the back of his ankle, and he undoes it with his sword or a spear, and then all gas leaks out, and then the giant falls over, who's actually a robot because he's operating on gas stuff. Do you remember that in that film? Yeah, I know, it's cool. Well, the evil Vatican, a bunch of pedos, got their own army as well. What about that for some apocalyptic nastiness? Some angel demons. It looks like the alien who's like bursting up out of what, water? I would say water, or I don't know. It looks other dimensional. Looks like that, some, again, looks something like something out of Star Trek. Excuse the phrase, because I'm a flat earther, but you know what I mean. Do you see the face in that? So they say that was built in 1900s, Pont Alexandra, part of the Great Expositions of Paris. Now it's all fields here, by the way, and grass, a few buildings. All of that is gone. All of this, you see, is gone. Can you imagine if it looked like that today? It'd be one of the most fantastic cities on earth. Not that it's not. I'm just saying it would be a lot better. Also the art, which I would say is kept over from apocalyptic times. There's Rodin's Kiss there. That's actually, I've seen that. It's that my son kicked it. It was in British Cardiff Museum, which I'm banned from, by the way, because of their chicken bones, making out they were dinosaur bones. Apparently you're not allowed to take photographs of their chicken bones. Apparently. Star Forts in the landscape from the times gone by. That looks like over here as well. Strange stars. I was looking at these striations. That look like some sort of pentagram or something. So there's some sort of village. Glyphs going off into the landscape, as you usually get. So that one's gone. And the Great Expositions. Seashells, Phoenicians, knobbly bits galore, and free energy. The size of it, though, compared to the people, guys. I know they're minute, aren't they? But what a beautiful little shot, that. And this is Paris Exposition with the moving pavements. I showed you some footage of this only yesterday. And look at that palace. So fantastic to be going through there. There's nothing in comparison I can imagine in the modern day. You know, even these Disney places and that, they're all just bullshit, plastic, fantastic, rubbish. So the Saint Denis Gate is in Paris, Phoenicians, and if you mag up on these, both sides, faceless knights. Used it on my thumbnail in my last video. There it is in colour, on the banks of the Seine. Absolutely fantastic. Great Expositions of Paris. Everything you see in that civilization is now disappeared. Isn't it incredible? Except for the Eiffel Tower, which I don't trust the narrative for, by the way. So, dong 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 dong. Right, I do have some more images to show, and I'm going to check out because I can't be all day because I've got stuff on. I was going to show you some images of my local community, Cardiff, that I picked up because I've been looking into local history. I think of my story, and why not? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just play you a bit of tunage, and I gotta go and do something a second, and I will be back very, very shortly. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, let me just mute my mic and I will be back. Let me just put them images on. Excuse me. Sorry to mess up the end of my video, but it's all extras anyway for you all. So, mute my mic. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That was my post for today. A little bit of FEB extra, looking at that crazy Odenwald, which is the Sea of Stones, which has a narrative for giants battling, which I absolutely love, and looks an amazing place, and there is massive monuments melted. So take a look at that. And everything else. The Hogarth stuff was quite mind-blowing. What do you think of that? Gulliver having that thing prodded in his behind. That wasn't very nice, was it? Images of the day, a bit of music, and fabulous Melbourne for you to have a look at. I'll put everything in the descriptions box, okay, for this video. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for 23,000 subscribers on the Matt and Lika channel. Super grateful, and this is my way of saying thank you. An extra video. Peace and love to you all.